Travis Wayne Goodsell. Well, the news is now backtracking on Omicron. They're now saying, it may not be as mild as we were reporting it was. Who are you listening to? So now they're projecting up to 300,000 more deaths by March. And Utah, their numbers, they just are not going to bring them out. I guess they're that embarrassing. That humiliating. Dear God. All of this unnecessary. If we just listen to the medical doctors from the beginning. You'd almost think that this was some kind of a conspiracy. Except the conspiracy nuts didn't even talk about this as a conspiracy. What's up with that? So, this is a follow-up to the video I did this morning that shook the world. It actually is doing pretty good on TWG, or Travis Wayne Goodsell. TWG, it's okay. Oh, cool. That one's already getting views. So I don't understand then, unless it's the YouTube employee who was pissed that I narked on him for reporting on to his boss for what he was doing, to the shocking LDS secret truth ex-Mormons do not know. So on Travis Wayne Goodsell, it's 20 views in 10 hours. Not as much as 30 views in 13 hours for Nelson calling black subhuman. If I was still Mormon, I'd leave. Yeah, TWG, which has mostly Danites. For some reason, they pooled their resources here on TWG, and only one or two stragglers are on Travis Wayne Goodsell, and only 16 for the shocking secret. I saw that there were 10 likes. Is YouTube gonna take them away from me now? Take away the views. Oh, that's too many. Oh, people are liking this? Can't have that. Delete those likes. I can't believe they did that to me that one day for that one video. It was a breakout video, and then just said, screw you, Travis, we're taking it all away. Dear God. So, the fruit from that video. This is how it works. I read to you section 121 in another video this morning. That the powers of heaven for priesthood is revelation. You get an idea in your head, you make it in reality, in the flesh, and you can judge it by its fruit. And if it's good fruit, you're righteous. If it's bad fruit, you're of the devil. It's that simple. And so you have the Noah story and other stories in Scripture. Noah gets an idea in his head, I should build a boat. Builds the boat, it's good, they survive. And so the fruit from that, well, it's a continuing posterity through his line. Whereas everybody else, they're dead. They didn't listen. They chose not to go with me and give me a ride when I get kicked out in a couple of weeks. I'm just getting abandoned. Nobody is... Anyway. So, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was incorporated and so thus founded by Heber J. Grant, November 26th, 1923. So that was after conference, that October. Assuming it was in October. Helping my neighbor obtain the conference issues in digital form going back to 71. They did have the April-October pattern, but they would sometimes have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday sessions, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday sessions. Mondays were usually the welfare ones. And then it evolved or devolved, or when something's already devolved, does it continue to devolve into just the weekend? And then Nelson, oh dear God, if ever there was a time for the church Mormons to say, oh, they are sexist after all, it was when he tried to silence women altogether last year. And the stink got back to him, and he backtracked yet again. I was the first one to report on it. So, I caught the news on that and did the video. And then they backtracked again. Nelson keeps backtracking. He changes things that are criminal and then backtracks. But yeah, that's his fruit. We know him by his fruit. He's not a translator. He botched Cornerstone. He botched Israel. Shall we go over Prophet, Seer, and Revelator too? On what he botched there? We know him by his fruit. It's that simple. And yet Mormons, they're clear off in fantasy land, literally, not recognizing his fruit is bad. It's, how do you break down such a wall like that? And so the first general conference, assuming the pattern, and the church claims that pattern has always been that way, though I'm aware of differences under Joseph Smith, I think. I'd have to do a whole research video on that, or a whole research on it, and then see if I can do a video. Most likely there will be bombshells. And so the first general conference for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, founded by Heber J. Grant, would have been April 1924. The first general session of conference, April 1924. And so this April would then officially be the 98th General Conference. So they're going to come up with 200 or something like that now. Let's find out. Would the church have it? They probably, maybe. General Conference, October. They're not doing it. Why aren't you doing it? That's strange. They just have October 2021 General Conference. They don't explain which number. You have to watch the video, I guess. Okay. 150 years of General Conference? Huh. Thought there would be more, but I guess not. Or is, no, okay. Yeah, this was from 1981's reporting. So I guess we just need to add but yeah, I see 1888 was April 5th through the 8th. 87 October 6th through the 9th. 87 April 6th through the 8th. So 6789 for October, 678 for October 1886. So something big was in 1887. Huh? Like shutting down the church? The church is closed, so we're adding an extra day as punishment for all Mormons for their lack of tithing to save the church. Here's a Wikipedia page on it. Adjustments in 2020. No, I should get a download of this. Yep, there it is. October. In early June 2021, the church announced that the Saturday evening session of conference would be discontinued in October, beginning October 2021. Sorry, women, you don't have a voice in the church. Church is racist. Surprise! Oh, we didn't realize that. That's news to us. The decision stemmed from sessions being more widely available. Oh, it's more available, so we're giving you less. He cut out church, and now he went to cut out conference, and he took their women's session away. That was, and then Monson incorporated it with conference, and then Nelson took away the women's session altogether and only gave them one session per year, as priesthood was just one session. Men don't complain about that. It doesn't say which. Please don't make me do the math. Alright, well, whatever session, it's not. They're lying to you, as they always do for everything. And then Mormons get mad. How dare you! Coral whore! Leave us alone! You're criminals. You're liars. We're not leaving you alone. You need to tell the truth. Just come out and confess. You're the Church of Lucifer. There's nothing wrong with that. The First Amendment protects you. It gives you the religious freedom. In the news, there was a satanic church that got kindergartners to be a part of their teachings. Was approved by the school board. The Utah school boards, they'll approve it for the church. Just be honest. Dump the Jesus idol that you're posing. And that's just it. They've got to keep the lie going. Even when everybody knows the truth, they've got to go down to their deathbed, to their jail cell. The church is true! I'm a prophet! Like Warren Jeffs, Brian David Mitchell, Chad Daybell. They're all the same. I should do the shout out. I haven't done that for a few videos. Moment of silence. And so, what is fascinating to me is that December 17th had a whole bunch of 9s from everywhere. Overwhelming 9s. And doing that video this morning came out with another 9. Oh, Hinckley's the 9th president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so the fruit now is the number of conferences. October was 97. If you're unfamiliar, 9/9 is September 9th, which is Nelson's birthday, where he turned 97. But September is not the 9th month. It's the 7th month. Septem. 7. And so 97 also plays into the 99 thing that's all over the place in that video, the videos that I was doing with that. And so October of this year, October conference, right before, a month before, the 4th tetrad for 21-22, which includes solar and lunar eclipses, plus stars falling from the heavens. This is a big one, as I did the video. Number 99. Just hilarious. God has a sense of humor using math. One of those math humors. So, I should probably just go to bed early. It's been one of those days. Count down to the inevitable. And still have no idea what I would take other than the history of the records of the people, the records of the history of the people. It's just so sad that people could be so inhumane being exposed for their wickedness and corruption that they just don't care. They lost their jobs and they don't care. They're taking the innocent down with them. They can't just say, I'm wicked, I belong to the Church of Lucifer, this is what we do. They have to lie, they have to deceive, they have to deny, they blame others, they won't take responsibility for what they do, they hire other people to do their dirty work for them. Sad. It's a real sad fate. And it leads straight to destruction. And that's the most frustrating thing, is I can't get through to Mormons. You're gonna be destroyed. You gotta be good. You're not good. You gotta be good. You're gonna get destroyed. And it's gonna shock you. You're gonna go through a mental faith crisis. Because you thought you were good. Why were we destroyed? There's a scripture on that. I wonder if I could find it. I think it was right after Alma 3, so it would have been in Alma 4 if I remember correctly. Because Alma 3 is about the cursing. Yeah. Alma 3, it says, It had to do with the Amalekites, who marked themselves with red when they joined the Lamanites and took off all their clothes and went commando, like the Lamanites. They began to mark themselves in their foreheads, mark of the beast. Nevertheless, they came out in open rebellion against God. Therefore, it is expedient that the curse should fall upon them. And he says, the Mormon, Sidney Rigdon, which I'm not sure if Oliver Cowdery is this part. I'd have to check. But they interrupt and say, Now I would that ye should see that they brought upon themselves the curse. Even so doth every man that is cursed bring upon himself his own condemnation. This is the fruits. You reap what you sow. And so people love to blame others and God for calamities in their life. Why did God do this to me? When you need to find out the true source of who's to blame. If natural disaster hits, it's not God's fault. Look at global climate change. Who's responsible for that? And then you realize, our government for not regulating business to protect us. Let's see. So in verse 2, it's after the war. But the people were afflicted, yea, greatly afflicted, for the loss of their brethren, and also for the loss of their flocks and herds, and also for the loss of their fields of grain, which were trodden under the foot and destroyed by the Lamanites. So we are told what happened and who is to blame. And here in verse 3, yep, sure enough, I was right. And so great were their afflictions that every soul had cause to mourn, and they believed. That's important. He's not saying it was because. He said they believed. Just like he interrupted in chapter 3 to say their actions resulted in the consequences. They were bad, bad followed it. If you're good, good follows. You can't do bad and expect to be rewarded. It doesn't work that way. When you do bad, you cause harm to others. And that comes back to bite you eventually. You may think you're getting away with it. Eventually it comes back to bite you. Our government, they think they can put us into financial bondage and torture us with a two-party system. But it's coming back to bite them now. Just like the church. They put Mormons in bondage. Well, it's coming back to bite them now. They believed it was the judgments of God sent upon them because of their wickedness and their abominations. He already tells us the Lamanites, they were the cause. They came to war against them. The Lamanites were able to cause some massive damage and loss, and yet they're still in denial of what happened and blame God. Oh, we were wicked. If we were righteous, I would have been able to crush them with my bare hand. I wouldn't have hid behind the rock if I were righteous. I would have come out and helped you in the battle. I would have won it all by myself. This is idol worship, guys. When you do not understand, your actions lead to consequences. When you blame an object, an idol, somebody else as a strawman figure, Lamanites came to war against them. War is deadly. It's destruction. And so I worry Mormons will do the same thing. that they'll say, oh, we were wicked, so we were destroyed. They took away our prophets, took away our church. Travis was right. Where is Travis, by the way? Oh, we murdered him, huh? We cast him out, and he died. Are we supposed to go to Missouri now? Travis was saying something about Southern Illinois. Is it too late? Yes, it's too late. So, as much as I would have loved to have been saved and got my main source of income back so that I could stay through this year and then help with rescue efforts, assuming I survive, sacrificing my life for you guys. Looks like I won't be able to be here to continue to warn you. And like I said, the coronavirus numbers, they're going to be bad. That's already known and established. Because we can check, it's almost 7 now. And it looks like I'm just going to do this video for you tomorrow. Seven o'clock, they still show 14 January numbers. Yep, somebody dropped the ball or they are purposely covering it up. Because I don't see them doing it any later today. I'll check in the morning. But you guys chose not to listen. You went to church. So the consequences must follow. Update for you. They eventually got the coronavirus numbers up. As I found it this morning. 40,000 for the 4 days. So about 10,000 each day, new cases. And it's a little bit under 39,882. The percentage was 51%, so last week's percentage was 46%. 28 more people unnecessarily dead. At the very least, Nelson could shut down the church. At the very least. The fact that he's refusing to, as all Mormons now know, this is the abomination of desolation as spoken of by Joseph Smith. Daniel. But Joseph Smith and Moses. Creeping death. You can't have a wicked church be good. They just refuse to do so. And the sad thing is that there are innocent Mormons who actually think they're Christian, not knowing that they're supposed to be Jewish New Israelite Egyptians, but regardless, who don't know that their church is the great and abominable church with the inverted pentagram. They are the true victims of Mormonism. All the Mormons who believe they are the one true church not realizing that they're the bad guys of Scripture.